Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United have confirmed they've reached an agreement with Real Madrid to sign Raphael Varane. This is subject to a medical and to players' terms finalised. An initial fee of £34 million has been agreed, but could rise up to 42 million with add-ons. Varane has agreed a 4-year contract with Manchester United. There's an option of a further year. Varane will receive £250,000 a week at Manchester United. He's our third signing of this summer transfer window. Fabrizio Romano said earlier on today that Varane will fly to Manchester this week, and he said he'll have his medical a few days later. He also said he was expected to be unveiled as a United player next week. But yet it is now official, Manchester United have signed Raphael Varane. I am certain that Raphael Varane will turn Manchester United into title contenders. He will exceed expectations in the Premier League. And what a centre-back partnership that's going to be, Varane and Harry Maguire. Because they'll complement each other very well. The other week though, Varane definitely decided to leave Real Madrid. And he notified Real Madrid that he wanted to join Manchester United. Don't forget, not so long ago, Varane held showdown talks with Carlo Ancelotti. Varane endured 10 years at Real Madrid. He made 360 appearances in all competitions. He won a lot of trophies at Real Madrid, so reflecting on that, he's got a good pedigree as a player. Varane's current contract at Real Madrid was due to expire next year. Real Madrid got Varane from Lens back in 2011. From a Real Madrid perspective, they'll be disappointed because they've lost two key centre-halves. They lost Sergio Ramos not so long ago. He joined PSG on a free. And obviously they've lost Raphael Varane. Varane returned to Real Madrid not so long ago. But Man United are enjoying a very good summer transfer window. You know, we've brought Tom Heaton in on a free transfer from Aston Villa. Brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund. We confirmed the signing of Jadon Sancho last Friday. Now we've brought Raphael Varane in. Solskjaer did say he wants to make around 4 signings in this summer transfer window. I'm expecting Man United to make at least 1 more signing, or maybe even 2 more signings. It said Solskjaer has decided that he wants to bring Kieran Trippier in after Varane. Now, the other week it said that Atletico Madrid won't sell Kieran Trippier to Man United. Neil Custis from The Sun did say that Man United at one point were close to signing Kieran Trippier for £18 million, but he said Atletico Madrid were demanding £26 million. It would be beneficial if we could recommend Kieran Trippier in, because he is a right back and he would provide competition for Wan-Bissaka. He's highly experienced and he is proven in the Premier League. Went in for Trippier back in January, but we culled our interest because Trippier got banned by FIFA for 8 weeks for breaching betting rules. Atletico Madrid paid £20 million for Kieran Trippier. And his current contract at Atletico Madrid expires next year. I think Solskjaer's priority now, though, will be to get a midfielder in, and there has been quite a few midfielders on our agenda. Saul Niguez, Manchester United have been linked with him. Sky Sports said that Man United are exploring a move for Saul Niguez. We've put a bid in for him. We think we can sign Saul Niguez for £45 million. Mundo Deportivo said the other week that Man United were in advanced talks with Saul Niguez's agent, and he said Man United are the front runners to sign him. Liverpool and Barcelona have also been interested in him. Saul Niguez has been a long-serving player at Atletico Madrid. He's endured 13 years or so with them, risen up their academy. He's made over 200 appearances in the La Liga. He's got a release clause of £129 million. He's got a contract with Atletico Madrid until 2026, because back in 2017 he signed a 9-year contract. Saul Niguez can be deployed as a central midfielder or a defensive midfielder. It'd be a good adequate replacement for Paul Pogba. Eduardo Camavinga, we've been trying to get him from Rennes. Not so long ago, it said Man United were leading Arsenal in the race to sign Ruben Neves. Wolves are willing to sell Ruben Neves for £35 million. We're still linked with Declan Rice from West Ham, and Sport Bild said not so long ago that Man United submitted a contract offer to sign Leon Goretzka from Bayern Munich on a free transfer next summer. But I am glad that Solskjaer is getting the backing he deserves, because he wasn't backed enough for such a long time. I did say, didn't I, before this summer transfer window opened, that this summer transfer window was going to be massive for Solskjaer, and I said it was imperative that he got the players he wanted to recommend in. This is what his 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. Solskjaer has now spent over £100 million in this transfer window so far, and he's spent over £300 million in total. Man United now have to sell to fund transfers. There's a good chance that we are going to offload Paul Pogba in this summer transfer window. Pogba's been linked with a move to PSG. Man United are expecting a Paul Pogba bid from PSG. It said we're expecting PSG to make their move for Pogba before the transfer window shuts. PSG are confident that £43 million would be enough for Pogba. PSG have held talks with Pogba's agent Mino Raiola. Not so long ago, Pogba was discussing the personal terms with PSG. And it said Pogba was close to reaching an agreement to join PSG. Foot Mercato said a few weeks ago that Pogba wants to join PSG this summer. But he's had a long-running transfer saga. Pogba's also been linked to Real Madrid. He's been linked with his former club Juventus. He endured 4 good years with them before he rejoined Man United. He's also been linked with Barcelona, because not so long ago it said Barcelona are working tirelessly on a swap deal for Paul Pogba. Said they was willing to offer Antoine Griezmann and Samuel Umtiti as part of the Pogba deal. And Inter Milan have been in for him before. Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. Was it last week? It said Pogba rejected a new £50 million contract offer at Man United. So reflecting on that, he's set to leave. Sky Sports mentioned that Pogba is increasingly unlikely to sign a new Man United contract. But Solskjaer recently gave us an update on Pogba's contract situation. He said that Man United still remain in talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract. Like I said, if we are to let Paul Pogba go, we've got to get a good adequate replacement for him, because from my perspective, Pogba is an imperative player. He's endured a lot of bad periods at Man United, but he's endured some good periods. He performed well in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season, Pogba was out with a thigh injury for a while. Mino Raiola has obviously been desperate to get Pogba out of the club. He did a lot of talking last season. As you all know, he made an announcement back in December last year. Pogba's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him, and Pogba's endured 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. Narratives have been saying that Pogba and Lingard could leave to fund the Trippier transfer. And I definitely think we've got to offload Jesse Lingard. He isn't good enough to represent Man United. Solskjaer did recently hint that Lingard and Martial do have a role to play for next season. Was it after the 2-1 win against Derby in that pre-season friendly? Solskjaer said that Lingard's part of Man United's plans for the new season. Lingard's current contract with us expires next year. We are demanding around £30 million for Lingard. West Ham do want him, but they've been struggling to meet our asking price. Everton recently entered the race. Lingard did endure a 4-month loan spell with West Ham. We've got to offload Alex Telles. I'm expecting us to loan Brandon Williams out in this summer transfer window to gain him more experience and to get him a lot more opportunities, because Williams is our third choice left back. He seldom plays for us. Phil Jones, I think we've definitely got to offload him because he's always been inconsistent, plus he doesn't get in our 11. and he was out of injury for a while last season. Jones is the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era. Being a long-serving player at Man United, he's endured 10 years at the club. I reckon now we should offload Victor Lindelof, obviously now that Varane has come in. I've always had my strong reservations about Victor Lindelof anyway, because he's always been a static player, he's too predictable and he makes far too many mistakes at the back. And I just don't think Lindelof goes well alongside Maguire in our back line. We got Lindelof from Benfica for 31 million back in 2017. Some United fans would say offload Eric Bailly, but I'd keep Eric Bailly because, you know, he's a backup now, isn't he? So if Varane or Harry Maguire get injured, then obviously Bailly's there as a backup. Bailly's staying at Man United now anyway, because obviously towards the end of last season he signed a new contract with the club until 2024. There is an option of a further year. My element of concern about Eric Bailly though is injury prone. Diego Dalot, I think he'll be leaving the club. He was out on loan with AC Milan last season. I think Pereira will be leaving. He was out on loan with Lazio last season. I think we definitely need to offload Matic, but it looks like we're not going to. Reports mentioned the other week, so he's going to be staying for next season by the looks of things. I've always had my strong reservations about Matic because he's always been a slow player. Plus he's ageing up, and analysing the vast majority of his games at Man United, he has been inconsistent. We got Matic for 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. I think we need to offload Donny van de Beek as well, but it recently said that Van de Beek is set to snub interest from Germany, France and Italy to stay at Manchester United. Van de Beek has only endured one full season at the club. Van de Beek has started nowhere near as many games as I expected. Van de Beek's made like 36 appearances for us in all competitions, but most of them appearances come from the bench. Van de Beek only started 4 games in the league last season. We got Van de Beek in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax last year, with add-ons included. And he's versatile, he can play in 3 different roles. Before the Euros, it did mention that Van de Beek was set for showdown talks with Ole over his future, and he did get ruled out of the Euros through injury. I think we also need to offload Anthony Martial in this summer transfer window, but looks like we're not going to. He's going to be staying at Man United for next season, which I'm not happy about because Martial is no longer good enough to represent the club. David De Gea, I think we actually should offload him, but looks like we're not going to. The last time I read up regarding De Gea, it said he cut his holiday short by 2 weeks to fight for a starting place. And De Gea came out and said that he's determined to fight for his future. With us signing Varane and Sancho, it doesn't change my perception on Ole. You know, I don't think Ole is the long-term manager for Manchester United, and I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. I think at some point next season, Solskjaer is going to get sacked. But I hope Ole succeeds as Manchester United manager. because at the end of the day he is a club legend and we all adore him. You know, these United fans that are Ollie in, there's also United fans that are Ollie out. I think Ollie does need more time. He does deserve at least next season. Solskjaer is aware of how big next season is going to be. You know, next season Solskjaer has to win a trophy at Manchester United. Because if he wins a trophy, that would be an achievement, and then that would give us something to build on. It'd give us more confidence. You know, Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is a good 4 years ago now, and that's nowhere near good enough to our standards. And Solskjaer's ambition for next season is to win the Premier League, and I think we've got a good chance of winning it next season. Obviously now we've got Varane on the board, but these United fans that are sceptical we're going to win a title under Ole. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. Solskjaer must improve his decision making next season as well, because in a lot of the games he's managed so far at Man United, he has been tactically naive. Solskjaer recently signed a new contract at the club until 2024 with an option of a further year, so yeah, it is a 3-year contract. I think a lot of United fans are unhappy that he's been given this new contract, because I can assure he won't see out this new contract. Ollie did sign a 3-year contract when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. But I have criticised Solskjaer a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United, but obviously I've had my reasons behind it. But despite that, I still think he is our best manager since Ferguson. He's our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. In a way, I am surprised Solskjaer is still Man United manager, because you know we have endured very bad periods under him where he's been close to getting sacked, and we lost the Europa League final last season to Villarreal. Ollie has been in charge of Man United now around 31 months, which is over 2 years. But I've got to credit Solskjaer, because I think he's done a pretty good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager, because he was inheriting a lot of deadwood. I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. You know, when Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he knew it was going to be a massive job, and he knew he had a lot to do. But, you know, when we have been inconsistent, like I've mentioned on my other videos, yeah, Ollie's been accountable for certain things, but not all the blame has stemmed from Ollie. Obviously, certain players have had to take responsibility, because like I said, there's still certain players at Man United that are not good enough. And I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. Like I've said, Woodward, he's been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. You know, Woodward's leaving Man United. You know, he's had, what, a 16-year association with the club, and he's obviously been accountable for how poor our recruitment was for such a long time. Our recruitment certainly isn't poor in this summer transfer window. It's been very, very good so far. The Glazers, they've been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time as well. A lot of United fans have been demanding the Glazers out. A lot of United fans were protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season. But the Glazers have put us in so much debt. You know, they've been at the club for a good 16 years or so. They purchased the club for 500 million back in 2005. But to Joel Glazer's credit, he attended a fans for him on the 4th of June, which was last month, and he promised Manchester United supporters that Solskjaer would get the funds that are available. That fans forum was his first attendance, by the way, in like 15, 16 year. So anyway guys, that's everything to update for today. Drop me comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.